Good morning, good afternoon. Glad we're back with another one. Today we're focusing on Ansible. If you don't know what that means, neither do I. Hence why we're spending the next, I want to say 7 days dedicated to working on Ansible and just kind of figuring out what exactly is it? What does it do? We're going to cover some of those in the kind of like the 48 hours of research I was able to do, kind of figure out. So when you think of Ansible, it's mainly just thinking of, well, we're automating something, aren't we? Think of automations in the whole process. It might be automating making some clone machines or automating the fact of make sure audio is working. Yeah. We're gonna record this. We're gonna have two different versions of this. There's gonna be the version of the live stream today, and then there's gonna be the abridged version, compressed, just kind of like straight to the point of what everyone's looking for. I feel like this makes it easier. So sometimes if there's an issue you run across, it might be similar to what I'm gonna run across working on it. It might be completely you're just looking for something in direct facts. So let's get started. So basically, let me see here. S- Let's see how we're gonna get started here. So I think Ansible is like good for, from what my understanding is, it's cloud, like automating the network to cloud. It could be your Dockers, it could be containers, it could be automating the processes of setting up a clone VM in Proxmox, which is what I do a lot. So I have one for Windows and Ubuntu, Debian 11. And basically, in that sense, the goal is to kind of automate the basic key steps, setting up the updates to run before the VM even goes live, setting up username and passwords, setting up network updates, setting up specific applications that need to be installed on there, making sure we have Nano, we have Docker installed. All those things kind of like remove the manual process from what we're doing and just have it done automatically. I think that would be the end goal in using Ansible. From what I understand, it can achieve that. So, so I think the layout and plan for today is we're going to we just describe Ansible, what it does. Problem statement also just basically kind of solving and shortening the amount of time you spend working on things. And so we're going to work on the installation on a virtual machine. I have a clone. Basically, there's nothing done on it. It's just installed on Proxmox, and from there, I ran updates. But the clone was done, I want to say 2 months ago. So there's obviously we're gonna have to do some updates on it before we get started. This is all on a Homelab virtual machine that we have that's gonna talk to maybe two other systems. And I want to say one's a Linux, might put a Windows to make it do updates and do a reboot periodically, kind of like removing the maintenance features that I normally would have to go through in in the shortened term, basically. So let's just get started with that. Let's pull up. Let me know if the music and audio is okay. Like, also, if you like the video, thank you for liking it. If you comment on what I should probably work on next, I feel like in IT this is huge things that people are looking for in job skills, and that's basically the whole course, the whole point of this project, the entire actual channel. Like I have the video game stuff, and then I have, the IT stuff where it's like building skill sets that we can use in our careers. So let's do display. All right, perfect. You guys should be able to see the screen already. We're looking at this camera now, so we should be good with that. This is the virtual machine here. This is exactly what we're looking for. So we got 4 gigs in it, two processors, nothing too crazy here. So let's go fire that up. I wanted to do an SSH into it, but we'd have to set the IP first. So let's kind of power it up and then see what that IP is down the line. It's gonna boot up, do all this loading things. As I said, there's gonna be two versions of this: a bridge version and then the stream version. So we can figure out how we can get this going. I might see if we can get SSH into it from here. This is Solar Putty, just to kind of make it easier to copy commands into it. So we'll figure how that goes. So we'll sit back, grab your coffee, pull up a chair if you need to. And while this is loading up, I'm just gonna fix up our vertical plugin here. It should have been display. Lock that bad boy in. And is it the main screen or the right screen? Should be the main screen. There you go. All right, everything's gonna come on. Let's see if we can SSH into this without doing too much. So I think first thing I want to do is grab terminal, pull up an IP. I think we have our IP right here, 33. Okay. So with that, 133. Was it 33 or 33 by itself? It is 33. Got it. $133. I'm not sure exactly what device it is. I probably should label them a little bit better. So first thing we're already jumping into, we need to figure out how to SSH into it. We might have to double check that SSH is installed in this. Obviously, we have some updates, so let's run and do that in the background. Skip this portion. Next, make sure you read all of that as necessary. We're going to wait for the updates to finish and then follow up with a SSH command and setting up that Ubuntu has it set up already that we can use. Otherwise, we're going to be doing everything inside this virtual machine, which isn't too bad. It just removes the copy and paste abilities that we have. Obviously, we're going to make sure there's an abridged version that you guys can find in the link. I want to say somewhere over there in the corner, top right, left, over there. Let's give this bad boy a second to load up. And then while we're doing that, music shouldn't be too loud in the background. Ah, that's what it was waiting for. Don't send info. No offense, Bluetooth, just not working on through that right now. We'll probably need this at some point. Clear all that up. It's still probably working on the update, so we're gonna have to verify that. In the meantime, let's make sure that we're getting everything installed as needed. Now, I've never set up SSH in Linux to kind of connect to it from outside. Actually, let's see if we can do it from here. Let's go to terminal, and then we will, there you go, make it a little bit bigger and easier to see. Drag the screen here. All right, so we're gonna do sudo first with a get install open SSH. I think it's gonna ask for this one time. Sure, go through that, install, get all the packages that we need. So I might have to create a new clone that has this already pre-built into it. Or we're going to just use Ansible to push this out in the future to install it onto all the servers. We have quite a few actually. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and install. install or enable all right, so now we should be able to do system control. Let's do a start on the SSH. All right, so now let's try this. Haha. Our temp username, our password. What? Denied? Do we have a specific username? Did I completely butcher this? Let's exit. Attempt this again. Oh, the username's in front of me, duh. There we go. Okay, so now we have that. I wish there was a way for me to fix the brightness on this. I really wish. I just couldn't figure it out just yet. First time using this tool. So I figured make it a little bit easier on myself. All right, so we're gonna need a couple of commands and then we're gonna go from there. Let's kind of see, we need to do sudo apt update. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can't zoom in, can I? Have it do its update. Use the right. Press and hold control key and use the right mouse to bring up the menu. The control size can be changed. Oh, that's the putty console. Okay. Let's do settings. Set custom color of this. No, that's not what we're looking for. We need the settings outside of this, right? We need launch putty. From there, we want the text to be bigger. That's Windows connection. Or was it appearance change? And then the appearance. Do we have to close it out? No, because I think if we close it out, we're going to lose that. So I think we're just going to zoom in during the abridged version of this, but you guys should still be able to see the commands on screen here. All right, back to the good stuff. We're going to proceed with all our updates. So update, do we need to reboot? Let's go ahead and copy a command. We're going to list the commands also in the chat below. So once we have Ansible installed on the system, we're kind of set up the basics of what we're going to use it for. As I said, probably just to make sure Docker is installed, SSH is installed and enabled, just kind of create a script just for those two. Just to start off, I think, so a part of Ansible from my understand is there's playbooks, and then you use the playbooks to kind of come up with different automations that you're going to use. Think of it as on your Apple environment, you have shortcuts and automations in that process. It'd be the same concept, but for your virtual machines, it could be your Cisco routers, it could be desktops in Office. You're basically free. It's an application to kind of free up your maintenance costs. We will need a second round of coffee. So the magical command that's installed, we're just gonna let that finish up in a little bit here. All right, it's almost done installing, and with the fantastic Ansible almost done, and I think we're done. We're just gonna now create playbooks for the remaining of this. Let's actually. You here, and you here, perfect. All right, so with that installed, what else do we need to do next? All right, so we have the playbook installed. I believe we're also going to need I want to say, all right, in your favorite code editor, create a new file. We're going to call it homelab.yaml. And this is going to be kind of like the playbook area for this. So let's go to, I want to say it's Visual Studio Code. That should be it. I actually don't have it installed. So let's go ahead and download that bad boy and make this a little bit easier on ourselves. The link for that will also be listed below so you guys can have access. Any links that we mention will be located below, and then we can make this easier on setting this up and testing it yourself. All right, installing that bad boy. Don't worry, off page, you guys will be able to catch up and do anything else that I'm doing. It's going to be built into this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Have a nice little background for you. And launch visual. Leave dark mode. New text file. All right. All right, so now we have a new text file. We're just gonna basically fill up what we're gonna end up doing with it. So let's sprinkle some YAML magic into the playbook. We'll start with some simple tasks installing the latest updates on our servers. I already have a predefined code, so let's see here. It's going to be basically it's going to update servers on all the hosts that are listed in here. We probably should also add a couple of hosts into the machine, so I think we're going to do about 2 of them. Let me just verify. From what I understand, I'm trying to go through the playbook's notes here. Actually, before we do that, let us set up the second host because I think there's going to be 2 of them we're going to run through. Let's connect to here. And the login for this should be... So backtracking, you need to actually set up hosts in the file. So you kind of need to do a couple of different things here to make it. You need to have host IP address or DNS names in the host file in Ansible for it to communicate with them and locate them and then produce the examples that you're looking for. So for example, I need to enable SSH into this one so it's easier to do in the future. Let's do sudo apt get install we have updates running in the background. I don't know if I need SSH to install it. We actually might have to confirm that. Let's just do it with the IP of this device. Can this bad boy tell me its IP? Or which one is this one? Nextcloud 136. Okay. So with that being done for 136, let's go to cd etc Ansible. Did I spell that horribly wrong? Let's do an ls. We have a couple of files there. Can we cd into etc list to see the files we're looking at? In here, we should be able to find. We did install Ansible, so I'm trying to figure out where the folder's at. Right? I don't see it here. So obviously there's some extra steps that has to be done beforehand. Does this require a reboot? Is that what let's try that. Let's actually cd out, cd everything, and then do a reboot. Sudo reboot. We'll give it a second, and then we should be able to see the Ansible folder inside of there. Because what we're looking for inside the Ansible folder is a host file that way we can edit. Are we back up yet? Let's see, virtual machine here. All right, it's coming back up slowly, so that should make it easier. I should also probably have it where the light doesn't turn off in the middle of a stream. Okay, so well, we need the Ansible server up first to connect to it, and then we're gonna test a script with applying to all hosts it can detect that, or specifically one host. So we're gonna see if that's possible. Basically from the script, I was able to just short one right here of it's gonna update the servers with all distros to make sure that everything's up to date, and then we will see how to create scripts and playbooks to create files one at a time. So let's verify here while it's still coming up and see if we can. All right, it's back up. So let's see how we can get this to work. I want to say, let's open this up, reconnect here, login, set your login password. It should connect. We're back up. All right, now if we cd/etc, we do a list, cd Ansible. It still doesn't take the file. Excuse the 1,000 alarms going off. All right, so let's figure out why we're missing that file didn't install. All right, let's see if Ansible needs to be installed. Okay. So it says the phone was automatically installed, no longer required. Use it to remove it. Upgrade 000. So if I go to Ansible, it doesn't show the directory. Ansibl, right? Yep, that's what I'm looking at. I go to directory lists. We are not seeing Ansible. I'm trying to see where else I would have installed it. So we go back here. It says it's installed. Problem is, where exactly? Like we can't, I did a list all. So it's like, where's Ansible hidden at this point? Let me confirm. Okay, so install Ansible from pipe, create directory, recommended structure, use to point your inventory testing, create, configure, and root of your directory if needed. I don't know if we want to go through that route. Can we create the Ansible directory by ourselves? So if we were to physically go to folder here and then go to the file and create the Ansible folder, I want to say that is usually let's do other locations, computer, etc. It won't let me create a new folder here. Show hidden folders. Yeah, so can we search? It's either created Ansible and put it somewhere else. Oh, there's a folder for it. It's in the user. Why would it be in the user bin? Did we not create Ansible as a root? Yeah, it literally has Ansible in the root file instead. So at that point, if we go here and do cd user bin list cd Ansible, you know, these characters are important. No file. Yeah, even in the bin, there's no file. So did it create a new file for us? So, yeah, I'm missing the file here. All right, so if we do it through here, cd etc. So I feel like it didn't install with that just command. So that's the issue we're having here. Let me confirm if there's something else I can do. If we can install it via a different route. So let's do, let's go solar poly again, have it connected. All right, so now we already have Ansible installed. Let's check. Config file, none. Config module search path as homes and Ansible modules. Okay, so we have the version of Python already installed with this. We have Ansible installed. It says the version. Where are we going to get? All right. So let's see here. Can I do? Can it connect to a terminal? Save duplicate, save as auto, new folder, new text file. We're going to new text file, and then we call this one. All right, so we have to create outline. We don't want outline. We just, so if I go here, I click on this file. Where's the save? But the hosts aren't in here, so hosts should be done. I'm trying to think, should this be done on inside or outside? I don't think it matters realistically. Let's verify this. Call new folder, Ansible, hosts. All right, so we have the Ansible file. Let's do ad blocker as a server name. All right, so we have that file saved. All right, so that's saved. So we have the host file, and then, oh, but it's saved as host XTL, not an actual file itself. All right, means we're gonna have to fix that really quick before we continue. Explore, open editors, remove that, remove timeline. All right, so we should have two files here. We're gonna delete this one since we don't need it, and we just have the host file here. Inventory. So do we have to give it the inventory? So then I should probably move that file from here, copy. All right, so now we should be able to do -i /dot inventory / hosts. The hosts or host file? Hosts. What was the first file in that? Visual Code Nextcloud was the first file we had there. Nextcloud, believe it's ping. Ping dash user. Is the user my? And dash dash. And then pass. Again, or should this just be done inside of it? I think that's the problem also, because we don't have the host file we're trying to pass on to it. So we have two different ones we can try. We can try it through. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so basically what we're going to do is fix the issue by actually using the Ansible installation guide as opposed to the previous one I had. There is the folder structure that was missing, so we have to add that the manual way. So I'm trying to verify that with a couple of lines of code, and then we'll go from there, see if we can at least resolve it. The main goal would probably get Ansible up and running and get 2 codes in with the stream, and then I'll probably run a second video of some extra features we came up with and automating for Ansible. It looks like it might just be updating in the background still. Okay, it paused for a second there, and I was like, what's going on there? All right, let's get this portion in. It might say it's already there, but it's going to add all the repositories to make sure it's up and running correctly. All right, so now we have that. Let's get the last bit of coding in. Configuration files will be next. As long as we can get to the config file, I think that's what we're looking for in Ansible. All right, so everything's done now. We're going to do Ansible -s version. If I can spell that right, version. Do I have too much spaces? And then cd etc. Still no directory for Ansible. So if we cd into that and do a list, yeah, nothing's created. So if we do mkdr, is it to make a directory? Yeah, I'm missing the I. So we need to do sudo apt install and now, oh, I put 2 R's. Let's do sudo. Okay, I see the file at least. Okay, cd. I literally see the file right here. Dear gosh. Let's do mk, is it file? Is it mks? Or can it be done from here? I feel like we have to reboot. There's something going on here. Let's do a reboot. We'll be back shortly once we do the reboot to kind of verify if there's any other users logged in to see what's going on with the file. Doesn't unmute that. So we're back trying to get Ansible to get installed here. Let's do YAML yum update. So we're not doing this through CentOS. We might actually have to do it. Yeah, let's do a backup, and this might be. Yeah, I think we might have to spin up the second one because it should, in theory, be configured correctly. But if we do this, yeah, there's no files in there. So we have our CentOS file working here, so we're going to work here. Let's verify here. Because when we go search here, do we even have an Ansible folder? So we have one file, and then that's it. So if we do other locations, just computer search, and Ansible. It's gonna search everything while we're waiting for this one to finish. How far are we in it? We are 60% already. Okay. It's searching our entire folder structure. Is it? Oh, okay. We're almost done basically with this one. And I think Ubuntu might have an issue. So if we do it through CentOS, that might be a little bit easier. So just waiting for this file to complete, and then we're going to launch it inside there. Which, now that I think about it, I have Red Hat right here. So we're gonna have multiple machines trying this out to kind of figure out what's going on. And then from there, we'll have the commands open for it. What's locked? Something time locked. Come on, baby. Um, okay, so if we go to Red Hat, I feel like it's probably the better case. Fingers crossed this works a lot better than the other one. So we will also probably set it up for SSH and then go from there. I forget which IP this one's pulling. And this one's new, so probably it's not even pulling an IP yet. Still coming up. Okay. Oh, we had set this one up for Cloudflare? Oh, we miss. IP 125. Oh, this one's already set. Oh. What? How is... Does it have a password? Yeah, it does have a password. Okay, if I lock it, what's the username on this bad boy? Oh, is it case sensitive? It is case sensitive. Okay, that would make so much sense. All right, back to this. We're going to do yum update dash y. Let's go with yum install EPL release dash y. So I forget, this is very case sensitive. Has to be remote supervised. So do I do... There you go. Next command would be install Ansible dash y. Cannot download. Let's do sudo on this one. All right, so this one won't work because we need a management software on it apparently to set that up. But this one right here, which version of this is this? Oh, it is a VM for... Can I do sudo here? Sudo system TTL enable dash and now. Oh, it's one word. Whoa, one word. And then I should do start. We are hitting 38. I don't know what I set these logins for. Oh, it's again right there in my face. 38. Close this out. Okay, so that's in. Now let's attempt this. Update dash y. Yum is not in this. Okay, so let's do sudo apt get update. Okay, so next one would be install sudo install Ansible. how is it missing something? All right, so we're gonna see if it installs it this way. Come on, baby, please work this time. All right, so now we have cd / etc lists. No. cd Ansible. Yeah, no, it's not installing it. We're gonna cd out of everything. Oh. We have this install. Because it doesn't take it through the first one, so we're gonna try install it via pipe. And then we should see where if it's gonna take it. Let's make sure we do an upgrade, and then we'll also check at that point, because it's like the files aren't there, so we have to verify where the files are or how to use them. All right, now let's check the version we have. Okay, so we have Python 3.9, we have Ansible. Where is the script starting from? Requirements. There, Ansible version 2.15, a config file. The module location, collection location, executable location, user bin. So that means if I were to go to users, do we see it in here now? No. Okay. So that means if I go to users, bin, there's an Ansible folder in here. If the Ansible folder's in here, then we can just use this instead of the other versions. Is there a host file we can pull up? If the host file is here, like there's a host file in here. So that means if we do cd /user/bin vm sudo vi hosts, I get nothing as to what I'm looking for. Other office. Yeah, we don't get the installation for it. So we can enable it, but we don't get full instructions. So like literally, here's the problem with just trying to run it. I don't know why I'm having so many issues. I've tried 3 different virtual machines already. Because if I do cd in this one, etc Ansible etc hosts, no file detected. Let's do doesn't seem you have to create it by yourself as pipe and brood in. I didn't think you'd even. Reference here in order of what Ansible looks for. Person I never use. Config intend to use a master one and or major diagram specific. So that means I have to create the Ansible file. This is not what I intended to do. Okay, can we do Ansible through Docker? So if I were to go, for example, we just go here. And then we install it via Docker. Oh, that's why. Sudo apt install docker io. Design solve. Permission denied. So let's do. Because it's the only thing I could think of. Like, we try to search for it, try to install it. Oh, well, I'll be darned. Which one was this? 33? Because I didn't create those. I think it was just a broken install. All right, so it seems like all we had to do is fix the broken install and we're back in business. Weird. Not questioning it. Let's get our IP again, and this one is 33. All right, from here, I guess we can continue our installation. Okay, so that works. So basically, I have no idea why the installation crapped out after a couple of reboot. The files were able to be seen, so that's very weird. All right. Let's just wrap this up then. So probably just start the next video from this point of Ansible. Do the install, reboot it a few times, and then your folder should show up. All right, so this is what we have: live in, blank lines ignored, on groups, collection. So let's do. All right, let's give it some host names here. Actually, let's give it previously regular command. Okay. Oh, this is. Let's do nano instead. What was it? Yeah, nano's probably better than VM. Let's do this one. There is literally a function that says save credentials. No, I don't know what this one is. It was this one. All right, so if we go here, perfect. Let's do CD. Can we do this? Perfect. Sudo nano hosts input password. The host name is being edited by anyway. Hit yes. go all the way down. We're going to do name these Linux so we know which one these are. Hosts are going to be Nextcloud. What else we got? What else we got? We can do Portainer. We can do Cloudron. Ansible. All right, just for a few to kind of, actually we'll do 2 by IP addresses. Portainer, Cloudron. Oh, let's do scripted. There you go. Okay, so we got a few there. All right. So basically, this is the group. This is the group, the hosts that we're changing. This would be the group that we're targeting, and then the variables we're going to change within it. So we need to specify the account for Ansible. Ansible underscore. All right, so at this point, the username and passwords are going to be whatever you create for Linode. I mean, it's going to be what you created when you created the virtual machine. That's just visual. Minimize this, go here, go here. All right, so if we do this and then we do I never remember how to save in Nano. Save and edit. Okay, now I believe it's Control X to exit. Can't exit. Exit. So it would be Control O. Then append. No, Control O. Append, prepare Mac. File name to write. Wrote 59 lines. Okay. Then I I guess, can we just close out of this? Oh yeah, yeah, it did save it. Okay. Let's go to Ansible, and then we're gonna have to do something. I want to say, all right. All right, so we change all of that. So now we want to just kind of ping if Ansible is working, basically. Okay, so we need a module and ping. Um, could not match host pattern, ignoring Linux. No hosts. Oh, there, it works. Because it's case sensitive. As usual, everything in Linux is case sensitive. I keep forgetting that, and this is just baffling me the entire time. Some actions not make sense in ad hoc, no hosts match. We tried it again. So let's see, unreachable false, failed to connect the host with via SSH. Because SSH is not enabled in these. Let's do change to false. Which one did we put SSH into? Can it ping itself? No, it might cause a feedback loop. So if we go back to code here, all right. Exit. We need to cd into the file first, and then we will. All right, so if we go all the way down, let's delete. We're gonna have to have the username twice, I think. Ansible underscore user equals Ansible underscore password. It also would help if I had to spell password right the first time. Equals. All right, so we have two different passwords. Ansible spelled right, lowercase. Let's actually make these lowercase easier for the connector. All right, so that should be username, password should have all that. Underscore, password. It was right to it. Okay, perfect. And X doesn't work. All right, now so we pinged a few, failed to connect via SSH. That could be, and it says connection refusal. Today's temporary failure. And that's probably SSH is not enabled in all of them. So we are going to have to enable SSH in a few devices first before we continue. This one has it. We have that. I want to say, I don't think we have Portainer up and running. So wait, why didn't it? I think we basically understood that. So we put the password. Oh, okay. Okay, so we want to do. So basically we want to do host underscore key checking space equals false. Let's do it again. I host right there underscore key underscore checking equals false. Okay. Escape colon WQ. Did we get it at that point? So if we go here, open up another one. Oh, no, that should be open up 33. Let's go to fail to connect, temporary connection, unreachable, port. Here's an IP, failed to connect to via SSH, connect to port connection refused, temporary failure. So we're gonna basically pause the stream here, pick it up later because we're already hitting 2 hours and just getting the installation done. So clearly there's a lot to be done between Ansible and just setting it up. I'm gonna work out the SSH features, get those enabled for the next time, and I will probably pick this up. I want to say Thursday might be a good day for a second video of finishing up. Like I'll fix up some stuff in the background, update that in the task. As I said, it's full transparency of how this is going to be done. And then there'll be a video with a bridge version of it seamlessly going through it, and you guys can check that out. Any comments or solutions you guys have, please let me know in the chat so I can implement them and kind of streamline and figure out what exactly the issues are with this. As always, I'll catch you guys next video.